Happy Hump Day, everybody, and welcome back to Brown Bag Bets. Powered by BetSperts, we are your daily dose of quick handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and back from a brief respite, being a BetSperts golf guy, Mr. Andy Milder, kind of giving us a pirate face, but he's got a toothpick in there. I don't know. You look, I'm trying to think of the right word today. Not quite swarthy, but, gristled maybe.
Yeah, I've had a lot of toothpicks lately. Goes back, I think I mentioned that I chipped a little tiny part of my tooth in the back, and it's very annoying to eat with that. So I've had a lot of toothpicks. Yuck. Either way, no, it's good to be back. Glad to see the ship. The ship was righted without me. Matt Oz does a good job with baseball. He's a degen after my own heart. The way he bets baseball, and it's fun because it's every day. But yeah, that's it's another fun week of major golf, and we'll have. I don't know how this is going to work next week. I think I should be able to be fine, but next Wednesday I will more than likely be on the golf course, like the 3M. So might be doing brown bag live from a golf course. I have to give it a shitload of golf bets. Maybe I get like Homa to come on the pod. Don't tell him. Just be filming from the fairway while his practice. Like special guest Max. Oh, I don't think he's playing 3M. The 3M field is not great, but the open field is. Every single player in the top 65 in the OWGR, save Daniel Berger, who is withdrawal with some injuries. So they're getting along with their ugly little brother right now, the Live, letting them all play. Said if you qualified for the Open, the British Open, we're going to let you play, which does make sense. I'm glad they let everyone play, and yeah, the shit starts at like 2-3 in the morning. So if you really are hardo and want to wake up, that's only half the battle. It's an NBC event, so you got to figure out if you need to go to your grandma's house and watch USA or download the Peacock app again, or if it's on NBC. And I think you can actually go. Dan was telling me this before, and this is maybe the most alpha we'll give you today. Theopen.com, just like their website, I think we'll have live streams going. So that might be where I watch it because a lot of it is going to be 90% of the time I'm watching it, I'll be at the office, so I'll have it on just streaming on the other computer here. So hopefully that works out. And then yeah, Wang, know your Wang. Fran Millionaire says Wang cashed at 3-1. Is that something we gave out? Did that
It
happen
did.
yesterday? Oh
At
man,
Wang
this is what I get
Ji
for not
against
watching
Barbara
the damn
Krejcikova.
show. Well,
I
now
don't think
pissy.
it was a later pick. It wasn't out on the show. That line wasn't up quite at that point, but I put that out in the afternoon. So I don't think that it has ended up on the show, but
Yeah,
we got it
looking at
anyway.
the tracker, you only had Bernarda Pera, who is underway now. Yesterday's pick apparently didn't start till about a half hour ago. Looks like she's up a break in the first. We wish her the best of luck. But yeah, good job on that. You that's kind of your MO in tennis. I bet you have an under 500 record in tennis, and definitely are on the right side of the Mendoza line. That's not right. What do you call
Profit. I
the
called the
break even
ROI
line?
line.
Yeah, profitability. It's kind of like those tennis or NHL betters where it's like, yeah, I finished like with 49% of my picks were right for like plus 30 units because everything's just big underdogs. But yeah, the Open, I will have some more stuff out. Newsletter will be off very soon over at BetSports Golf. But I just had a tickler I kind of wanted to talk about because
Tickler.
I did have my outrights. If you caught the
So you're
BetSports Golf
fading past
show,
performance here.
yeah, it's very tough. So again, the
Because
course,
usually he puts up a stinker to start.
yeah, oh yeah, no, especially at majors, but the course is playing like concrete. The wind is an unknown. People might be using a lot of, they're putting two irons in the bags because if the wind kicks up, like literally, there was an Open where Tiger won, where he used his driver one time in 72 holes because of conditions like this. Just fucking stingers off the tee all day long. And he's good enough to win. But I'm very, very excited to see how this plays because it's The wind is supposed to die down a lot after today. The windy conditions were for the practice rounds. It looks like the actual tournament will be okay, and we're looking at some rain, which could soften things up a little. But Rory, yeah, Rory's past performance, I'm throwing out the window with the baby and the bathwater gone, and I'm using his general hot starts over the last 6 months. Out of anyone in the field who has, at least 5, 6 golf tournaments where we've tracked stats, he is far and away your best first round player in this field, gaining almost 4 strokes on the field, um, over like 10 round ones in the last 6 months that I have the stats for. Like he's a decent chunk ahead of most of the other people, especially if you just start throwing some of the big names in. That's not to say we can't have some long shot. I mean, you see this so many times where somebody just puts like a god for a day and they end up first round leader, and then they trail and they fade away because it's a good tournament with a good field. But I do like Rory if you can find, an 18 or a 20. There's places that had numbers that are way too close to his actual outright price of 9 or 10. Like, don't bet this at 12 or 14. I did find right now bookmakers still should have the best price in the, at least in the offshore world. I'm not sure what you can find in the legal books, but right now first round leaders plus 2150. I got a 2250 yesterday when this was up, same place. So 20 to 1 or better would be great. And yes, I do expect him to play well. I cannot stomach betting someone at like 9 or 10 to 1 with this field in these sort of conditions. But I think Rory does deserve a little punt to play well tomorrow, and it'll be nice. He doesn't have the worst tee time. Like there, if the winds go the way the weather say, he has an okay tee time. So I think he'll be fine. So Rory, FRL, that means first round leader. And boy howdy, the best thing about this is if these hit, you're just free rolling the rest of the tournament. This is, I mean, Noops, this is like hitting one of those 6 to 1 underdogs like in day one of the tournament. Like, oh, like we're good. We're Gucci from here on out. House money. So I'll have more stuff up in the Discord later. And I should also mention real quick, as long as we're on BetSperts Golf stuff, um, we wanted to do some sort of special. Golf is second fiddle when football starts for most people, even people who like betting golf.
That's
They call it the swing
sure
season. It
second fiddle.
sucks. Like they're not great tournaments, but you still can make a lot of money betting these tournaments. And I've done okay betting some of these tournaments during the swing season. So we made a swing season special, but then we said, like, who's going to get excited for a swing season special? It's swing season. So we fired it up 6 weeks early using the British Open, the Open to announce a little more. So $1 a month. Just want to get people, again, so much stuff is in beta over there. Just want to get people into the system, testing some stuff out and giving us feedback. BetSportsGolf.com. Keep it quick. Just go over there. $1 a month till the end of the year to check that stuff out. Get some of those tools under your belt and, read some of the premium content. Get into the Discord. Pretty effing cheap. Budapest cheap. Speaking of, look at that. That was a very forced segue. I like that though. Like I said, a good job on Wang. Para is underway, and you got some more looks for both WTA one. Are these 250s?
Yeah, these are both 250s, official proper WTA tournaments. I don't have to do any qualifying, but yeah, we continue the kind of mini clay swing, if you will, in between grass and getting back to North America for some hardcore tournaments. So we'll continue going along at Para right now. She's up a break, a small favorite live. So we'll see how that goes. But got 2 looks. Grab these just before the show, and both will be tomorrow morning. Starting at Budapest, looking at an underdog here, Elisabetta Cocciaretta. Grabbed her at 125. It looks like this number's on the move. I would play this honestly at plus 110 or better. Actually have her as a short favorite over Katerina Siniakova. Siniakova coming off a Grand Slam championship in doubles at Wimbledon. Won her first match as a big underdog against Kalinina and can be very good. But in general, the rule of thumb is if Siniakova is a favorite, bet against her. She is just one of those players that's incredibly variable. And Coach Ureta has had a really nice clay swing, basically just kind of skipped grass season and decided to keep playing lower level clay tournaments to great success. So a great surface for her, won comfortably in the first round. And again, I have her as a short favorite. So poke around. Maybe there's some stale numbers left, but give me plus 110 or better on Coach Ureta. And then in Lausanne, Olga Danilovic, she's minus 130. That number's still around against Anna Kalinskaya. Kalinskaya is somebody, honestly, I don't generally have a great read on, but Danilovic having a really good kind of second half to clay season here. I think in general, she's the more talented player, and have her as almost a 160, 165 favorite here over Kalinskaya. So pretty comfortable with that. Went back and looked at some stuff, double checked with a few people who, generally have a better eye on Kalinskaya than I do, and agree that Danilovic should be a bigger favorite here. So small underdog in Budapest, small favorite in Lausanne, and both those will be early tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Coach Elisabetta Cocheretto. I don't know what she looks like, but she has a beautiful name. Beautiful language, that Italian. I don't know a lick of it. Says what I learned from the Sopranos. I said, Buongiorno. Oh, R.I.P. that guy. I feel bad. I did the
It's
GIF
like
of Paul Walnuts. He just died. Born
it's the fish called Wanda joke. You just keep saying pastas and different Italian foods and things like that. It works itself out.
Low key, majorly underrated movie. God, that's a top tenner for me. I watch that way too much. I love. She's got a big nose. AD says. Well, so did Barbara
No one's
Streisand.
perfect.
Look what she did. She did A Star Is Born. Win Total Wednesdays start, and it's off the back of yesterday's preview that Drew and I did, which was so fun. It's so fun to get into what you love. We started the deep dive as a NFL podcast. We keep it going during the off season because it's fun. Like we got to have Alex on talk basketball. We had AD from the chat. He came on and talked all kinds of garbage, and so it's fun having those off season talk other sports. But in my heart of hearts, I'm an NFL guy, and I love betting the NFL.
That's
And
where you started, at your roots.
it's where my roots are. So Win Total Wednesday. I'm gonna probably be doing a lot of this based on just things I get talked to in on the pod. But I avoided this because it's like you see these terrible tweets from the people that report on sports betting by giving you splits and stuff and say like, oh, it's all the money's on this. And sometimes I hate that when you see it. But the Bears under has been getting
Dangerous
bet
content.
bet to the bejesus belt. Everybody and their sister has a Bears under, but man, as we evaluated this team, I don't know how we get to 7 wins. Like we said, the likely outcome for this, the best way this team works out is like all the coaching works out. Aberflus is a genius, turns out. This Getsy guy turns out to be a very good offensive coordinator who we haven't really seen call plays yet. Justin Fields makes it work behind a terrible offensive line, and a couple of these receivers step up and play way
Yeah, you get
above
lucky
where
with receiver
they like
roulette.
yeah, you'd have to get lucky in like seven. Yeah, the Bears are going to be this year's Bengals. I did say that to Drew. I said they have so many coin flip games. Like if they step it up a bit and things work out, all these coin flip games, suddenly it's like, shit, they have 7 wins. But man, like you're going to have to make so many adjustments from last year with essentially the same roster or worse. So getting to this 7 wins feels real rough to me. I mentioned it in the deep dive DGens Discord. It was very tough for me to find good numbers on this anymore, but I found some places with cheap numbers, and then you try to enter it, and it's like, oh, we'll take $100 on that. I'm like, well, it's a start. So I have this
Better
spread
than
out
zero.
over. I have it spread out over 3 books. My average odds were about minus 120. Although if you had to play it, there's still some minus 40s out there. I think that's a fair price. My my light modeling yesterday put the Bears probably winning about 4 games. So I won't get nuts with the alts on this. I'm just going to go heavy on this one. This is a full ass play for me. So I am not cheering for a Fields injury like Patrick, but wouldn't complain.
That's mean.
If he had, he wasn't really.
We can do it with Justin Fields. That's fine because Matt needs to do his passing over. So we need to make sure Fields plays every game for Matt. And then it might be good for Andy anyway. And I'm looking at their schedule. So they'd have to beat Houston, the Giants, the
Jets,
Washington football team, Detroit
the
twice,
Commodores.
Atlanta. No, the Washington football team. Detroit twice, Atlanta. That gets them to 6. And then they've got a game against the Jets that would be conceivably what gets them to 7, or maybe they could take one from Minnesota, but that does feel like asking for a lot.
Yeah, you have to win all of those games that you're in. Like it's
They
and
have to
then
score like
or a couple
24 points to
surprises.
win those games. I don't know if they could do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big ask for this Bears team. So yeah, hopefully we end up. I think they do end up in the 4 or 5 win area. So that's my win total for today. And what else do we? Oh yeah, Euros. Euros were good to me yesterday. Finally got a couple easier ones.
You're in good shape, right? You're up
And
so far.
I'm I was after the morning match. I was down 0.05 units. So I said, "What if we can get England home, or whatever? What was the afternoon one? I don't even remember who I bet yesterday afternoon. No, it was Germany. Germany pick. If Germany was
Oh,
able to win the match, I would be in the black. So we're in the black, which is this is just how
that's
men's
the good one.
Euros went. Men's Euros was an absolute dumpster fire of swings. But yeah, so the first one I did tweet it out earlier, just in case anyone's excited about tailing me on Euros to break even for the month would be fun. But Sweden -2. This has actually got bet back a little down. I regretted not betting this yesterday when you can get a good price on it. So then I bet it just like shit. It's getting juiced, it's getting steamed, and then it got bet back. So you could actually got like -20 on this. But either way, I bet what I bet and I said what I said. Sweden -2, -131. Sweden didn't look great in their first match, but they are still gobs better than Switzerland. Switzerland scored in the second and fifth minute against Portugal and still ended up not taking 3 points from that match. Like they basically blitzkrieg, got lucky a couple times. I mean, they're good goals, but they didn't do shit for the rest of the match, and they let 2 in versus a pretty bad Portugal squad. So Switzerland, I don't think is going to do much of anything. Sweden, I still think is a team that could make the semis or finals of this tournament. So laying it with them, we've seen it all tournament long. Big favorites have done well in group stages. They will pour it on if necessary. England, France, we've seen it a couple times. Not worried about Sweden getting 3 or 4 goals here. And then the Netherlands, another one, like I just mentioned. Portugal, not good. Netherlands, not as good as they were, but this is a team that's done well in this tournament over the years. They're I don't think they will compete for the title, but they're still in that second tier of teams, and they're still clearly much better than the Netherlands. So I have them winning. I looked at winning, I looked at the handicap, I looked at just team total over, and I landed on the side plus total parlay, or some places run this as a prop. So this is the Netherlands have to win, and there have to be at least 3 goals scored in the
Oh,
game.
that's what the plus sign was. I was curious to see what was going on here.
Yeah, I didn't know how to phrase it properly. I didn't want to put like the whole word. I don't know. Maybe help me out on that next time. But yeah, so it's essentially Netherlands money line, the 3-way, can't be a tie, and over 2.5. So Netherlands 2-1, Netherlands 3-1, 3-2, 3-0, any of that. Got a nice plus number at that. And yeah, with that, that's it. Just those two today.
Very good.
And yeah, we'll talk some more
Just
golf,
chugging along.
tennis, and whatever
I'm
else
just glad
tomorrow.
Win Total Wednesday's back. I should have
I
made a
do.
bigger
I
fanfare for that. I'm sorry.
I didn't really think of it until last night. I'm like, well, I'm betting the Bears. Should we just do a win total Wednesday? It is Wednesday. It makes damn sense.
It's
So
time.
yeah, good luck again to Elisabeto
Coach you.
Cocciaretto. Oh god, I love that name.
That's pretty good.
Para,
You'll practice. You'll get there.
good luck. I'm not gonna jinx her by saying she's serving for the set here, but Para is serving for the set here. So best of luck to her as well. Thanks to everyone who joined us today. And always, hit us as the thumbs up. At underscore Noops on Twitter. Like somebody in the chat mentioned, I believe it was Fran Millionaire, said that it wasn't a pick from the show, but it was something you tweeted out or you put in your tracking sheet. So follow Noops on Twitter if you want to get some 3-1 underdog tennis winners. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. See you Thursday.